Atelier, and it is Sunday evening. Yeah, I'm on just a little bit later tonight. I worked in the yard this afternoon, and we're going to talk about that a little. I'm going to work on the Putz house. Um, I'm going to do some doodle and drawing deck. Let me put my phone up on the stand. Let's get it halfway. And it's always the jiggles, because I can't do this anymore until I get online. I don't know what, but bear with me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't know how long I'm going to be on tonight. We will see. I am stiff. I am tired, but I'm happy. Let's get it over here to my channel and on my notepad and get into my live stream and see if anybody found me. We got one person out there watching, and got more than one. Hi, Kitty Jen. Hi, Lucia. Hi, Jacqueline. Good to see you, Jacqueline. You and Paint Girly were doing an awesome stream the other night, Friday night. Angie is here. Hello, hello, ladies. Let's see. Let me skip the ad and go into the quality and set that up. Yesterday, Lindy K Designs had a sale. I bought a few things. I didn't buy a whole lot, but she had a few things I thought I could use. Let me set the quality up here from 480 to 1080, and let me set my chat from top messages to all messages. There we go. They're saying hello to everybody out there. Welcome, welcome in. Well, tonight on the Putz house, I wanted to finish gluing the roof on. I might make the chimney, and I want to build a trellis. We'll come back to that later, or not. Got the little bunnies out here because Easter is next Sunday, you guys. These little bunnies are hiding in the ribbon grass. Yeah, cute. Lindy had a lot of these little rabbits for sale. I got mine at the thrift store. I didn't know she was going to be selling. I got them a few weeks ago. I haven't been anywhere, you guys. Let me put these aside. And this one is a gilded chocolate rabbit, a la Tim Holtz. And this, I thought I might use on that when I build that trellis. We'll see. I kind of want to, let me, hi, Kathy. I had to look at your name for a little bit here. Let me get a sip of water. My cold has moved down into my chest. It's not as bad today as it was yesterday, but I get all this mucus and phlegm in my chest. And, of course, I have to cough it up. And that's not pleasant to listen to. It's good to see you, Kathy. Angie's here. Angie says, my nephew's girlfriend in a car something? She's a car wreck? She's okay, but the car isn't. And the other person, it was the other person who hit her. Well, I'm sure glad she's okay, Angie. That is scary. Even a little bumper hit thing is scary. Angie says, one big hello to everybody. Legia says she'll be in the box lurking. That's quite all right, Legia. Are you home or are you still down in looking for ghosts? Where'd you go, Nashville? Or someplace in Tennessee? She's going to be crafting along with, happy birthday to Candy, if she is here. Yeah, Candy, and I'm sure I'm not pronouncing her last name right. I want to say Feinberg. Is it Feinberg? Feinberg. Anyway, she has a birthday today. So, Candy, if you're around, happy birthday. If you're listening, she might be out celebrating, eating cake. Get it out. Well, if I have to cough too bad, I will turn the pause on. It was really bad yesterday. I mean, I think I coughed and hacked all yesterday. Today, I got out in the yard this afternoon, and it was a bit windy, but it was a fairly nice day, so I think sunshine really helped me a lot. I feel better, except for I'm not sure about my kidneys. I'm not sure all that work that I did. I'm filling this raised garden bed that's 8 feet by 4 feet by 2 feet. And I have half of it filled now, but I'm filling it all by hand. And that's a lot of dirt. So I'll get the other half filled. And then I found on Facebook, I won't get them this week, I'll get them next week, some extra 20-inch flower pots. So I'm going to use some of that dirt for that, but I think I'm going to have to buy some more garden soil. Let's see, they're saying hello to everybody. Her address is in Beth's group. Yeah. I sent her a happy birthday on Facebook. I like Facebook in that it tells me a lot of the birthdays. If you're on the Facebook birthday, it doesn't announce my own though. I think at one time I told it not to, and I can't get it to set again, but that's quite all right. When I see a birthday announced on Facebook, that I know, I'll go out and wish them happy birthday. Who sent the chick magnets? Chick magnets. Did you get some chick magnets? Not birthday. Oh, a thank you to Cheryl? Oh, to Cheryl. Cheryl Johnston. I talk to Candy on the phone almost every day. Okay. Somebody needs to fess up, Becky said. She got chick magnets from somebody. She says, thank you to the person that sent them. It's not a birthday, it's a thinking of you to Cheryl. Okay, Beck. Well, I kind of wanted to show you what I'm doing here in my writing journal, the last couple pages. Some of it's personal, but this is not. I am keeping track here. I think I started writing here on April 7th. And I have garden notes. And I kept track of the dirt that I bought, the compost, when he dropped off the compost. And every time I did something or I noticed something out in the yard, I made a note. And then I have little notes to myself, like copy this page to my fairy garden journal. I want to transfer, I'm not going to do it tonight, I'm just showing you. I'm going to transfer all these notes into my garden. This will be my new garden journal. I kind of started it a little last year, but with this Japanese indigo, but I never really kept it up. So that's something I'm going to do offline. But the other thing I wanted to show you, and then I just made notes as I worked out in the yard. But here I've been scratching out. I've actually done it twice because this one's kind of out of sync here. I did it again over here, how I want the garden to look. And I know that you can get garden apps to plot all that out. I still need to measure this off in real life. I'm measuring 24 by 24. I think that's probably about right. And right in here, this is the west. This is west, this is east, north and south. No, north and south on this map. But right in here is where all that dirt is now. And I was out there today filling a 5-gallon bucket with dirt from the dirt pile and put in it. I got all kind of leaves and branches and papers and cardboard down at the bottom. And now I'm filling it with dirt and garden soil. I got this half all done today. Now I have this half to do. But then where this is where I'm going to put that landscape fabric down for walking paths. I think I'm going to have corn here. And then in my bed, let's see, I marked it here. I'm going to put my pepper and beets, peas, and lettuce. Maybe some radish in the garden bed. I also need to, my brother we used to take baths in this big old long bathtub, probably about 6 feet long. When I was a kid, we didn't have running water. We had this bathtub. What very old-fashioned. And my brother saved that bathtub, and he said he used it as a planter one year. He said, why don't you take that? So I'm going to move that out here. But this is going to be corn. All of this area in here is going to be flowers. This line here is going to be marigolds. And when I say flowers, I mean my zinnia, my daisies, maybe some rose and lavender, whatever I can get in there. They'll all be annuals, probably. Over here is where my brother is going to do he kind of claimed this spot for his tomatoes and zucchini and cucumbers right in here. And then this is kind of like a little fence we have out of actually it's some bakery shelves that they're metal and they look like little metal fences. Over here is where I'm going to put my canna bulbs. So I want to measure, I'm going to do that tomorrow, is measure this out and plot it out really good. Because see here I got measure the plots, get out long bathtub, fill dirt with compost. That's half done. And I don't know what this is. Flower seed. Oh, I need to buy some flower seed. We're going to town on Tuesday. Oh, and then I've noticed we got dandelions popping up already, so I've got to get my little dandelion tool out, my little plucker of dandelions, the little tool that you put it right between the dandelions here, and you put this little tool, it's like on a pole, and you stick it down, and then it has a little third tripod. You bend it back. When you bend it back, it pulls that dandelion out. I got to get out there. I thought I'd do that tomorrow. Get ahead on those dandelions before they go to seed. So that's kind of my fun with my gardening journal. I'm going to transfer all that into there. I just wanted to share it with you guys. This is Lisbeth thread that I walnut dyed the other night. And I was thinking it would turn out a lot lighter than it did. It's actually pretty dark. It's actually pretty dark. And I want to see, it's really a twisty thread to tat with. I want to see if by dyeing it and getting it wet, I need to find the beginning of it here. I want to see if I can tat with it any easier. And I have been tatting. I'm kind of working on the class project that we did last week. I started that this morning. And I'm working on this heart pattern that I did a couple years ago when I first joined the online tatting group. But I want to do it. I want to do it again and show how much I've improved. Well, I got to the very last ring and I didn't understand the instructions, so I posted, and we're going to see how that goes. What people tell me, where am I missing it? Oh, let me kind of shake this thread out here. I'm going to wind it, I think, on the... These are those little inchies, twinchies. I'm not going to work on these tonight. I'll wind this thread on one of them. But this is walnut ink, and it is permanent. There's no way that this is going to to get wet and bad stuff. But I can't find the beginning of it. Must be over in here. You guys, I think I'm going to sneeze. I'm going to have to turn the pause on for a minute. Okay, I'm back. You have a knot on your elbow? Who said that? Angie says she's got a knot on her elbow. I didn't hit it. It hurts like, you know what? I can't even pick up a glass. Oh, Angie. Thank you, Angie. A knot on your elbow. I wonder how that happened. You don't remember hitting it or anything? I think this is the beginning. So I think I can kind of shake this out now. I don't think I'm going to be on long tonight, you guys. I'll probably try to leave at 10. I am kind of tired. I haven't been sleeping well. With this cold, yeah, I have not been sleeping good. Shake it out, shake it out. Let's see, I think I'm going to start winding it up. And I'm going to do a little tear. This is just watercolor paper. A little tear in it to hold it. And if I can't tap with this, I'll use it for slow stitching. I bought this Lisbeth thread before I understood what the different threads were all about when I very first started tatting. And it was kind of interesting because I was looking for that heart pattern, and I knew Tammy talked about it, and I knew she shared it in one of her sessions, and I wanted to go back and see if she demoed anything. Well, she didn't, because she was talking about, she was showing the pattern, and she talked about some of the instructions, and then she got off on this, the difference between tatting and knotting. And I don't know if she shared any more in another video or not. I was hoping that I would see her demo Ring 26. But Cynthia Dooley is in the, hi Nina! Cynthia Dooley is in the tatting group, and she offered to mock up a demo and see. She looked at it, because I said Ring 26 is where I'm having problem, and then I kind of shared what my issue was, and she looked at it and she says, oh, I see what you mean. So she's going to work up a demo and see if she can't figure it out for me. Angie, that is way too early for me. Hi, Joyce. Welcome in. Hi, Valerie. It's good to see you. Valerie Critchley? Am I pronouncing that right? I'm just reading off of my tablet. My print's pretty, it's a light gray. Welcome in, Valerie. Long time no see. Yeah. And I'm just kind of shaking this thread. When I shake it, it kind of shakes those knots loose. Not all of them. You don't want to pull your knots tight, but if you kind of shake them, you know, they get, that's how they get tangled, is, you know, they kind of group up on each other, and if you shake them loose, they generally fall loose. You don't want to pull it tight, you just kind of want to shake them loose. And I just kind of go like that, and eventually I get it all shook up. So what are you all working on? Becky says, I'm off to get ready for bed, but I'll be listening on my phone. So lurking in the background. Thanks for popping in, Becky. Sweet dreams. If you fall asleep, sweet dreams. I understand. Totally understand. So I found on Facebook Marketplace, this lady is selling these doll reference books of antique dolls, kind of. And I couldn't afford them last month. And so I asked her if I said, well, if they're still available in April, and it's in the same town where my brother goes to his VA. And I messaged her yesterday and I said, do you still have them? And she said, yes. So I'm going to pick some up. She's got she's going to sell me 8. And I told her I could get another 10, but she's got 30 of them, 38 of them. And I said, well, I can't get them all this month, but if you have any left next month, I might consider it. She hasn't messaged me back. She knows I want the 8. I don't know about the extra 10. And I'm going to take some of those pages and send them to Arlene. She said she likes to make envelopes out of them, and I think those doll ones will be, I'll deconstruct the book for her and just send the whole deconstructed book, and she can go to town with her pages. Yeah, I don't have very good light in here. I need to get that ring light that I got from Debbie Epps and hook that up and see if that helps me any. I just haven't gotten to it. I have so much I gotta do. Come on, shaky, 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 shake. Shaky, 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 shake. See, it's coming. It just needs to be, it needs a little shaken up. I should probably do this offline now. After I've done so much of it, I should probably just take it in the other room and finish it up after this stream. Because this probably gets kind of boring to watch. And today was Palm Sunday. Listen to the sermon online today. So I'm no condition to walk into a church. Get everybody there sick. And I've been watching these. You guys, this is weird. I've been really interested in these near-death videos. They have NDEs, they call them, near-death experience, where these people, they either have a serious illness or they're in a car accident or something. And I was listening to one yesterday. This guy was working on a semi-truck, and it fell and it crushed him. And he was talking about his near-death experience. He got revived, but it's so interesting to hear them talk about it. And it's just I've been watching a lot of those NDE videos, and they caution you that the legitimate people caution you that not everybody who talks about it has really experienced it. So you kind of have to take some of it with a grain of salt, but it's very interesting to hear them talk about what happens after they say that they can see the doctor operating them on the table. They can hear everything that's going on. And then every one of them talk about a bright light. And I haven't listened to any of the dark light ones. I haven't run across any. I don't want to listen to them. Then I imagine they're out there. Now, I don't know. It's just kind of interesting to hear people talk about their experiences. And I can't imagine being crushed by a semi-truck. I guess it almost cut him in half. Not quite. But he's gone through many, many surgeries and everything. I just can't imagine how that must have. But he was saying that when he went in that near-death experience, he didn't feel any pain. He said the pain was gone. It's when he came back. When he was sent back, he felt the pain. And it made me think about my dad today, because my dad passed away on May 3rd, which is next month. And when I think I've told you guys this before, when he passed away at home, and my mom was at home and I was at home. I was with my parents then. And my mom just, man, you would have loved her because she was a talker. She could just talk. And that really, when Dad passed away, it really sent her into she called every neighbor she could think of. She's called relatives and friends, and she was just talking and being on the phone and telling people about it was her way of dealing with it, the tragedy of it. And she wore me out. I went in and laid down, and I was taking a nap, and my dad woke me up, and he was singing this song, and I'll just never forget. I'm not going to sing it, but I'll tell you, the words were like, going home, Lord, I'm going home. And then he said, I laid down on my bed to rest my head, but I woke up and found myself in heaven instead. Or it might have been in heaven. It could have been at home instead. And it was like he was singing that song to me. And I really, after listening to these near-death experiences and how people say they can hear and see things right after, after they die. I hope this isn't grossing anybody out. If it is, I apologize. But they can hear and see what's going on. And I really do think that my dad hasn't passed on to the next life yet. And I think my mom, she was she was jabbering away. And I was so tired. She wore me out. I went in and laid down because I was kind of tired anyway with it all. And, he probably couldn't have got her attention. I'll go talk to Meridel. Maybe she'll hear me. And I must have fallen asleep or something then. But I'll never forget that. It was just like he was telling me goodbye. And I would not be surprised. My dad was not a religious man, but I in my heart, I think at one time, he maybe while he was in the service or something, I think he made a decision, and kind of a private, kind of a private thing. My parents were not big church goers. I wish they were, but you know what? You take what God gives you. And my parents were good to me. I loved them. They loved me. They were poor. Poor as church mice, but yeah. Well, I think I'm going to have to stop at this point and wind up what I can and move on. And I'll finish this offline. It just needs to be shaken out. And then I'm going to try to tap with it and see if it doesn't feel twisty. I think maybe by getting it wet and pulling on it, that has worked out some of the twist. But I'll just take the rest of this in after the stream tonight and go in and work with it. I like tangles like this because I like to work with them until I get them. And this side's pretty. I've got quite a bit over here that's really, it's catching on a pin over here. So I'll take this into the other room and work with it tonight. It was windy out today. I was folding this paper up reminded me I have this big, the landscaping fabric is, gosh, it must be 24 feet long. It's really long and it's 6 feet wide. And I folded it in half and the wind was blowing. And I just had a strip of it that I wanted to roll up and put in the garage. And so I rolled it up like this. And then I just rolled it. I'm going to fold this. All right. So, I've shared my gardening. Let's work on the Putz house a little. Let's glue the roof. That side's glued. These need to be glued in. And it doesn't take much to glue these in. It might take a little bit more. Put my glue in there and then on the two sides and just kind of push it in like that. Whew. Let me grab a glue stick. Hi, Teresa. Welcome in, Teresa. Please don't forget. Oh, thank you, Mina. That's so sweet of you. Jacqueline says, a thumbs up and a like is the best compliment that you can give her. And that goes for me, too. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming in and spending a bit of your Sunday evening. If you can't stay the whole time, I understand. I made postcards the other night. We don't get mail on Saturday. We don't, I mean, they don't mail out. My brother doesn't get to, he doesn't go early. The post office are already closed. But they'll go out tomorrow. And I could do some postcards, but I'm not in the mood to do postcards. So I'm going to reach in, I think down in here, and just put glue on the inside here. And then on the tabs. And I might have to do this one at a time. And somebody on Facebook shared, I don't know who it was one of my arts friends, but I can't remember who shared it. And it was a beautiful, she said, I found my home, my dream home. And I saved that photo off because I thought it'd make a really nice Putz house for living in the country Putz house. Now let's do my fingers are getting yucky. Oh. Let's do this side. All right, now I'm going to reach in there and kind of... Well, let me get this cleaned off. Valerie, I don't think I know you, Angie says, but welcome. I'm the troublemaker. Angie's the troublemaker. She confessed. Angie, we love you. Angie livens up our chat. She says, did everybody go to sleep? Now I'm going to reach in here and see if I can't wipe some of that gunk off on the inside. A little of it. Oh, I pushed it out. I'll push it back in. All right, I think I'm happy with that. Ew! I'm not happy with what's happening to my hands, though. So when we go to town on Tuesday, I'm going to get flower seed. I'm going to start some marigolds. And I think I'm going to invest in, I think I can plant daisies in a pot. I think I'll start some daisies. And I don't know about lavender. I think you have to plant that in the ground. But marigold for sure. And the cannonballs should be coming pretty soon here. And the next thing after I get that, see, my mind is still on the yard. After I get that raised bed all filled, the next thing is to spread out all that compost, and we need to till. All right, hold on. Clean off the... Where's the cap? What did I do with the cap? I might need to get that out again, but I put it away for now. What I want to do is build a chimney, I think, next. And since this is where the fireplace is, the chimney should go right in here. And I could build that with cardboard, or this is the, oh, maybe I'll build it with this. But it needs to be, this is part of the Kleenex box. I like this because it's all one size, and it's about the size that I'd want for my chimney. So let's do some marking here. I'm going to put that on the inside. And I suppose I should paint it red. It's already kind of a, I think that's that acorn ink that I spread on there. So let me entertain you. Boop, boop, dee, boop. Let's paint this. And I think I have a Tuscan red here someplace. Tuscan red. From Karen K sent me a Tuscan red. Well, that's cherry red. We'll use cherry red because I have it in my hands. She sent me originally 2 bottles, and somehow she found out that it got damaged in the mail. I don't know if they sent it back to her or what. But she ordered 2 more for me, and I got all 4 of them. So I got 4. Uh-oh. Is this gunky gunk? This might be empty. That I'll have to cut apart. I'll have to cut apart for... That's crimson. That's Georgia clay. Where's my Tuscan red? That's Rookwood red. This is Tuscan, but I think it's more empty than the other one is. I've been using it. Yeah, hold on. I don't put it back. I don't put them back in the right spot. Hold the phone. I'm looking for my Tuscan. I think I have to turn the page. Oops, that didn't help. I'm looking for Tuscan. That's bright red. What did I do with my Tuscan red? Here. There we go. Some of this I'm going to have to do some jelly plating and cut those bottles open and use what's down at the bottom. I got some glue sticks that fell here. Let me put them back. And I need a paintbrush. And I don't want to use that. We'll use an old one here. I'm looking for an old paintbrush. I guess this one will work. It's been used before. It actually needs to be glued. They never really glue these things tight. Let's shake it up. Shaky, shaky, shake. Hi, Goldie. Welcome in, Goldie. Teresa said it's okay if you don't know me. Eventually, you'll hear the bad news. That's me. Oh, Teresa. Let's see, Valerie. There's Roseanne. Hi, Roseanne. Welcome in. Valerie's here. Whoops, I don't want to. I should be shaken enough. Let's just paint the chimney, chimney, chim chiroo. I don't know any more of the words, do you? And I'm just going to leave a little tab here because where I can grab onto it. There we go. Now I suppose that I should put some bricks on there. So, with my fine liner maybe, it'll be white, but I'll find the fine liner. Where did I put the fine liner? Oops, I may not have it here. Where? There it is. Oops, there go the glue sticks again. I guess they don't want to live up there. Let's put them down here. And put the Tuscan red back. I should have cleaned that off. Find the red shelf. I don't need my pliers. Now I'm just doing this. I'm not really looking at anything, so this is just my my thought of how a chimney on a English cottage should look. Oh, is it going to come out? And I can kind of be wiggly with my lines here. Jen says, are you going to draw tonight, Meri? Well, I had thought I would. We'll set this aside and let it dry, because the fine liner stuff you have to let dry. Otherwise, it will smudge. You can hit it with the heat gun, that helps. All right, now let's go in here. That's pretty dry. I'm just going to kind of draw bricks with red in between, I guess. That's okay. It'll be all right, because it's just a suggestion. Of bricks. And you could get really artistic with this. Put some orange rusty color on it and splatter soot on it. But we're just going to do this. This is creative enough for me for tonight. Put a little brick in there. It would be neat to do my concept of what the Meri Atelier general store looks like, only it's really a department type store. And I have a feeling that if I do the outside of the, with the AI generator, it will show me different than what my head sees. So I haven't really, but, oh, I should show you that. Let me stop and show you here, because I have it. I have been redesigning the layout of Diggity. In my head, Diggity, this was not a city block with 4 blocks, you know, 4 town square type thing. Let me set this aside for a minute. In here, let me find my page that I did it on. Let me find it. Hold on a minute. Right here. In my mind, this is a city block and this is a city block. But the street, there's roundabouts here. And in various places, you can, the buildings still go around the city block, but inside here is parking. And then you walk around in here, and this is all park-like. This is all park. This is the road, and there are round things. Now, I don't have the courthouse in there yet. I'm just kind of playing with how my head sees Fibdiggity. I don't see it as squares. I see it as kind of circular, and the cars have to have a place to park, so they'll drive like this around, and the parking lot will be kind of in the center of the buildings, and they'll walk in the back doors, and then the front doors of the buildings will be all park-like, trees and grass and flowers and benches and picnic tables and stuff like that all around each building. And then on one corner, I haven't decided which one, will be the Meri Atelier. And then I think right next to Meri Atelier, we had drawn out a city plat when it was still Farm Phibbsville. But right next to the general store is a thrift store. And, you know, there's, we lost Azure Muse was our baker. Janet Glines was our editor, and she doesn't come in anymore, so we're going to have to, I'm going to have to find some more people to take over. But that's all in the future. Let me finish the chimney. Chimney. Ow. So I like to play, you know, that's what that writing journal is. It's not an idea book. It's a book where I can hold it in my hands and write. Sometimes I want to write personal things I observed, things I think. So I'm not trying to generate ideas per se. And I might have to redo that spine on that writing journal because it's getting kind of wobbly. We'll see. That's in the future too. All right, I think I can do one more here. We'll make them a little wider. And I'll set this aside and draw, and then we'll get out we'll do some doodle deck cards. I'm only going to go until 10 o'clock tonight. It's almost 9. Talking for 4 hours kind of irritates my throat. I'm going to put a little brick in here. So I don't think I can stream as long. I'll be glad when this bout of whatever I had goes away. I've got work to do. I'll tell you, I don't want to spend my days blowing my nose into a Kleenex. All right. What did I do with my pen? We'll use this one. I did get some more caps. I think they're out in the other room. Just the caps. There we go. Got glue on that pen. That's needs to come off here. Hold the phone. Yeah, I went around the side yards today and picked up branches. And our neighbor, he was out there. The city will pick up fallen branches if you drag them out to the curve, but they won't come into your yard and pick them up for you. And he was out there. Let me put this away. He was out while I was working in the garden, he was out hauling branches out to the, I dropped something. He was hauling branches out to the side curve. Alright, it was ink in a bottle. It was all kept. Alright, so we're going to let that dry. And I'm just going to put it over here. I don't know if we'll get back to it tonight. If we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. And I have two. And I have not, let me reach for my phone. I have not pre-selected any images. I'm probably pretty zoomed out. Let me zoom in now. And I don't know if I'm going to do these in portrait or landscape. But little by little, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. I was thinking of that today when I was filling that. Filling that garden bed. It's half full. I have to fill the other half. All right, let's go out to my notepad and look for the doodles. Hold on, let me look for the link here. Let me get to it here. Search for doodles. Okay, I just got one. Why? That all it brought up? Maybe because of the S. Doodle 28. I just want the link. Metropolitan Museum of Art. This is the search. Let me grab it. Let me grab it. And this is their open access library. Now let me come into chat here. Where's YouTube? I've got 999 plus videos to watch. And that's just on my main channel. Alright. And looks like I've got some notices here. I think my book lady is messaging me. Alright. I want to go to YouTube. I was there. Go to my channel. And go to my channel and go to my live stream. That's the how it's hard for me to get a good thumbnail with this camera as I'm setting up. I go back and redo my thumbnail. Hi, Allie K. Welcome in, Allie. Let's see. Joyce said, Janice, oh, she did. Oh, Joyce, I thank you for letting me know. She recently lost her husband. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I did not know that. I am so sorry to hear that. Sending her virtual hugs. Thank you, Joyce, for letting us know. Allie K says hello. Godie says, how sweet. Legia says, that brings back memories. Mary Poppins. My dad would buy us Disney movie soundtracks when we were small. He'd play them for us and we'd dance around the living room. Roseanne and Goldie, too. I pray for good news. Now, they're saying hello to folks out there. This is where Goldie came in. Valerie's here. Mina says she's wide awake. Roseanne, Teresa, welcome in, ladies. Valerie, Mina. I'm just checking to see if I missed anybody. I think I greeted everybody. Becky went to bed. Okay, let's go back. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to come in here and put this link. So this is the link to the open access library at the Metropolitan, the search. And I have to go in here and put in a space. Metropolitan Museum of Art, open access, public domain. Well, I'm going to leave it because I don't want to mess it up. There we go. So I have that link all set up to search the open access. But even then, I've learned that if I come in and on the filters, filter for open access in the department. No, department, what is it? Oops, let me hit it again. It happened months ago. Okay. Well, I didn't know. I have been show only open access. Sometimes they throw links to art out there that's not copyright free, not in the public domain. So I always, even though my search is set up to search for open access, I always come down where it says show only open access and I click it. I learned the hard way. So I'm just going to filter down here and see what I can draw. There's a helmet for a Quirassier, whatever, it looks like a knight to me. There's a head of an old man. Oh, look, there's a letter. A letter to Pierre Meri Atelier with envelope. Oh, that's cool. We don't want to do the letter. Terracotta oil lamp. Disc with running dogs surrounding a mountain goat. Italians, there's a lady. I just kind of thumb down here until I find something that inspires me. There's some shoes. These boots are made for walking. And that's just what they'll do. Ooh, this is kind of cool. It just calls it peace. Let me click on that. Come on. And let me grab the link. Come on. Copy. So this is what I think we're going to do. I'm just going to type in peace. P-I-E-C-E. Because that's what they called it. Paste. Oh, what did you do? Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda. Jinx is Rhonda. It's good to see you, Rhonda. How are you doing? Let me put this back in here. I didn't get it in. Paste. Send. There we go. Let's go look at it. Oh, I must not have copied it. Let's see what it brings to up here. I did something wrong. Yeah, I still have the search field in there. Let's see if I can find that again. It brought up a whole different... Well, I guess we'll look at something different. I lost the link. Oh, you know why? I need to put open access only. There we go. Letters. It's in here. I thought I copied it, but I must not have. There's the shoes. It's got to be here. There it is. Copy. Copied to clipboard. So let's come back over here to chat. And that's the search. I'll put in peace again. P-I-E-C-E. Paste. Send. There it is. Now I'm going to bring this down into my library because this is something that, you know, it'll work up fairly fast. But if I try to manipulate it on the browser here, it jumps around on me. So I usually save it, download it, open it up because it's in the public domain. So I can do that. Let's make sure it's out there. Oh, it is, I guess. Let's go back one. There it is. There we go. It's kind of weird because it's not centered. Is it not centered over here? It's off center in here too. See, there's that gray strip there, and it comes with, they have this, it's very off center. It's from Japan, 18th century. It's called Peace. The Edo period, 1615 to 1868, 18th century Japanese. It's silk, compound weave, textiles woven. And I like to go down when I come to these pages and look. See, there's a robe, probably Japanese. And I like to look at the pictures that they put down below. Sometimes I get inspired. Those robes kind of inspire me, but we're going to do the piece. Let's go back to my library. And since this is kind of off-center, I'm going to have to kind of imagine. See, this it goes like this, but there's more. This side over here this is completely missing over there. So, and I'm just going to use my Sharpie, my paint pen, my Sharpie paint pen, and we're just going to kind of draw. Let's see. I'm going to start with the center. Kind of looks like a nose with a mustache. And tusks. All right. And I don't always get these proportioned in here. If you're using a graphic tool, it's a lot easier because you can set the symmetry on, and what you draw on one side automatically shows up reversed on the other side. It's really cool. But here we go. And then it comes down like this. And just kind of up there, kind of like a mustache. And some tusks here. I call these tusks. It's kind of like a weird face here. It's kind of fun to go out and do this. Okay, so now it has this kind of a flourish type thing, and let's see, let's come this way, and it comes around like this, and then around and down like that. And then it has and this isn't going to be perfect by any means. And it kind of comes in here and in there. And probably a little bit like that. like that. And then there's another one here that comes around like that. And it's fun because you get to observe here. And even though this is more of a geometric type shape, it's not an animal or a human or anything like that. It's fun to actually, it's kind of fun to think about people who did this, designed these things centuries ago. They had some talent. They had some talent out there. Okay, now this one is not going to be exact matching that, but it's almost. And let's see, it comes up. Actually, this head comes up into here. I might have to paint that line out. And it comes like this. It comes around like so. And then where this one is, there's one over here that kind of comes like that. It's not exactly the same. And then where this one is, it comes down again here, like so. And then it comes down this way, sort of like that. And then up here, can I zoom in? Up here at the top, they have these, and this is where I said I'll have to probably paint this out a little. There are 5 actually, kind of lines like so, like that, something like that. That's not perfect, but then look at this. Look at all this cross-hatching in here that's a weaving. And if you look at this real close, let me... Oh, did I get it? No, it went to my screen print. I'm going to get out of this and go over to my screen print. One more. View all. Look at all the little dots, because it's a textile. But look at the black lines here. It's woven in and out, and then you see all these little white dots of the threads in there. It creates a lot of texture, a lot of interest. And if you look over here, you see the same thing. There's kind of a light blue. All this area that I was going to color black really has rows and rows of little blue dots, threads probably. So I don't know if I want to, let's see, let's go back over to the other one here. Gallery, get out of this. And go back over to this one. Because what I want to do is, and see, it's even chopped off up here at the top. So this has actually got a dark, this is dark in here. A dark line coming like that. And something like that. And I'm going to guess here. And then, let's see, it comes down to this point. Something like that. And like that. It's not perfect. And then it's fairly wide. So let's just bring that out to the end, and we'll make ours go off of the, we'll make ours go off too. Whoops. Yeah. Not perfect, just kind of learning from it. Okay, now I can paint all this in. It's got a little white line in there, but I'll never get that in there with my big thick marker. But I'm just going to color all this in. And I think we're on Doodle Deck 29 yet. I'll have to get my cards out. They're here someplace. I took them off my desk because they kept falling. I might have done a couple of 29s already. And yeah, see, this actually is got a more of a circle in there. I kind of colored it in. But you know what? It's fun to not be perfect. It's fun to not be perfect. There. Now I'll color this in. This will be fun to do. And even though I'm drawing off of this, I'm really just getting inspired by it. And if you did this over and over and over, you would get better at it. This is just kind of a doodle. This is just kind of it's a doodle drawing. It's just kind of looking at the piece and saying what's on there and getting inspired by it. It's a doodle drawing. Teresa says, and it's okay if you don't know me. Oh, let's see, let me go down. I think I already read that. Let me refresh my chat. Chat filter. Top chat filter. Chat filter. Oh. Mina says, I wish I could freehand draw. Well, you know what? This is real freehand. I think a lot of us, and I find myself doing it too, I try so much to be perfect. Give up trying to be perfect. Just go out and have fun with what you're doing. And if it doesn't look like what you're doing, well, so what? Okay, now I'm gonna zoom in, and we're gonna do some of these lines like that. And we're going to put this one across, and then one here, and across, and here, and this one actually goes under. But see, I'm not going to get it all on there. Let's see. This one would go under. And under, and whoops, over. And I'm missing, I guess. Excuse me. Let's put some lines in here. Like that. Like that. Over. Under and over, sometimes I get lost in where I'm at. And I'm just going to put some lines, because they won't show up very much over there anyway, or over here. All right. Get another line in there. And it goes on way up here too. Let's see, over, and then one would come under. And the same way with this would go under and over and over, something like that. And unless somebody is, going to sit there and stare at this, they won't. You just kind of get the flavor of it, is all I'm going for here. It doesn't have to be perfect. My work is not perfect. It's not my style. Perfection is not my thing. All right. Now, we're going to come down here and look what this is. We're not going to have that flower, but this comes down. I don't know if I can zoom in. No, I have to go back to that other one. Maybe I've got it on there. Let's see. Go back one more. Is it this one? Whoops. Is it this one? Yeah. Only you're not going to see it too much. You can see it a little in here. In here, it comes down like this, and then the lines go out like. I lose track of it. This one fits in here. This one comes out like something like this. And they kind of fit together here. Like that. Whoops. I got off track here. And I won't get inside of that. So I'm just going to put some lines. This is off. I've messed it up. But I get the flavor of it. That's good enough for me. Because I'm not going to sit there and study it all night long. So it's messy. Let's come down this way and do a little better in here. And yeah, I'd have to study this a little bit more. It's off. But I got the flavor of it. And it does the same thing up here. Let's do it like that. And there, something like that. Now, I'm going to, because this is all black and white, I'm actually going to color mine a color. What color? Blue? Blue or green, whatever color that I pick. Whatever color this is. I think this is blue or green. That's what I'm going to use. I knock those glue sticks down. No, it was my thread. Just to play with the, oh, that's not coming, it's not coming off. did I guess if you get a leaky pen, it can mess you up. It can stick. And I'm just going to go in here and quickly color these spots. Oh, and I need to do the rest of the black here. I didn't do this. And I have a mistake there. Meri made a mistake. And it's just kind of fun. I do kind of think of these as doodles because I'm not trying to be perfect here. I'm not trying to do an exact representation of all of this. So in a sense, they are doodles. Like if you were sitting in a classroom and you saw this in your art history book and you got tired of listening to the lecture, you could draw this in the margin, doodle it. And the professor would come down the aisle and say, "What are you doing?" "Oh, you were talking about this and I was so inspired I thought I'd draw it." A+ for you. Yeah, I kind of got messed up in here. Let's see. This comes out a little bit more here. I do like these paint pens. I like how I had a little bit of trouble getting that cap off, but I like how these just, you know, I don't have to shake them. I don't have to. Some of them are getting kind of dry on me because I've used and used and used them. This one's nice and juicy. Now, let's do these. Phew, it's not dry yet. Let's see if I can't give this a more of a round. And they do pretty darn good. Now this is not proportionate like that. This head here really does come way up where I've got this, but it is what it is, what it is. And I can actually put this line in. There's a line there, and there's a line here. Some little lines in there. I don't know if these are in there, but they're in there now. And you'll see I will leave white spots. I don't try to color all of the, like there's a little white spot there. In my head, I think that gives my drawing dimension. It's not just a flat space of color. And I do not add a lot of tonal values and all that, so the little white areas kind of give it some dimension. I'm pretty happy with that. We're going to call that done. Let's go ahead and document it. I'm going to call this week 29. I don't know if I'm just going to call it card 1. #1 card. I forget how doodle and drawing deck. And I always put Met, open access, and I'm going to put Japanese. As I said, 18th century. Textile. And sign it. And for my tags, I'm going to put fabric and maybe geometric. And I'm just kind of making these up as I go. Yeah, we're just going to leave it like that. So there's that. I'm pretty happy with it. Let me go on mute for a minute because I need to blow my nose. Thank you for your patience. Let me kind of wash my hands a little here so you know I'm keeping it clean. Meri, did you get caught in what? It went away. Let me look. Somebody says, Meri, did you get caught? Angie says she's going to bed. Meri, did you get caught in history doodling? I guess I did. I guess I did. All right, let's do one more. It's 9:30, so I have a half an hour. Let's go out and look at the... Let's see what else is out here. We could do the bottom part of that. That's kind of pretty, but let's go see what else is out here. I've got someday I'm going to do some of these little Japanese figures. Here's a sword guard. This would have been neat for the buckles. It's not really a buckle, but it's a sword guard. I think I had 3 left that I didn't get done. This is kind of cool. That's a pendant in the form of an acorn. Baseball player. Painting. And I just kind of, you know, every time oh, look at this. That's cool. Are they dogs? What do they call it? A bag tassel. Sometimes I see the same, there's a carriage that I see frequently. But most of the time, whenever I'm thumbing through these pictures, they're all new to me. Very little duplication. That would be too hard to do. That was page 1. Let's go to page 2. See what's on page 2. Oh, that looks fun. Take me too long to do that, though. There's another helmet. There's a landscape. That's a ceramic fragment. I just love looking through this stuff. It fascinates me to think of the talent that existed. We think that we're so sophisticated, you know? Oh, did I get out of it? Let's go down here and go back to page 2. But if you study all of this, you'll realize that there was talent. There was a lot of talent out there in the centuries before us. There's a dagger. Looks sharp. I wouldn't want to be cut with that. And there's a handkerchief. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? Look at that. Take too long to do that. We need something simple. This is pretty simple. This would not take too long to do. I like that. Let's go to this. And it's called Book Cover with Stripe and Floral Pattern. Let's save the image. Let's copy the link. I don't think I copied it. Copy. Yeah. And come out to, let's get rid of that. Let's come out to chat. And I'm just going to call it, I lost my chat. I'm just going to call it book cover because that's what they're calling it. Book cover. And we're just going to play with that floral design. It's a pretty simple design. Paste. And make sure I have it here. I do. I did download it. And you can see that it is, well, let's read about it. Book cover with stripe and floral pattern. It is anonymous, 18th century. Book cover with stripe and floral, artist anonymous, Italian, 18th century. Relief print, wood or metal. See, and I would have thought that would have been fabric. Isn't that cool? It's a print from wood or metal. That's interesting. It almost looked like fabric. And it gives the dimension, and then it calls it a print. That's cool. Let's go down and look at the pictures at the bottom. Oh, no pictures at the bottom this time? Feedback. Resources. Here they are. Whoops. Japanese. And let me zoom out more. A tree. And sometimes they don't come through on my phone. So I'm not going to fool with it. Let's go back. Let's go to my gallery. And see, there it is right there. And we're just going to play with this little print here. That's as far as I can expand it. Do I want to expand it more? Yeah, I think I do. So I can get in there and see it looks like there's a white. I don't know. Let me get a better pointer here. I found my Tim Holtz mini stapler. Looking all over for it. It got some white in there. I don't think that's a part of the design. I think it's just part of the wear and tear on the book cover. I got out of my, let me go to view all here. And go to the screen prints. Download screen print. There it is, right there. There we go. So I don't think this white is part of the design. I think it's just a part of the wear and tear on the book cover. So, I think I have a sepia, and that's kind of a brownish pink. Let's get rid of the blue. We'll keep the black out. I think I have a sepia color, the Premier, the Prisma Premiers. Of course, finding it is another story. Is this it? I think that'll do. And let's see. A gray, maybe. Is that gray? That's lavender. We might use lavender just for the fun of it. Where's my gray? This is a Premier Black. There's a gray over here. There's cream color here. We'll use that. Where's my gray? That might be the sepia. They look the same. Oh, it's always hiding. Another brownish. I think that's a purple color. Where is my gray? Oh, you know, my gray, I put a cap on. I think that's it. I lost the cap, and some of these might be dried out. The cap fell off of them. Here's the big gray. All right, let's put all these back. And we're just going to play. That's what it's all about, playing. All right, but I'm going to swatch. I've got this one, and this one, and this one. I'm going to swatch. Let's get a paper out. Oh, that's a yellowish color. That's a pretty brown. And this is the color I think I want. I don't know if they name these colors. I don't see any reference to a name. It might be a number on there. I can't read it, it's too dark in here. We're going to use this color. And my gray, I think that's purple. My gray, I think, is got this funny cap on it, because I lost the cap to it. Where did I do with it? Where is it? Is that it? No. Here it is. No. I don't know if I can get the cap off of it now. There we go. Gray. All right. So, I'm pretty happy with those. Was it this one? Make sure I have the right one. Yeah. So it's very, it's almost kind of a free, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're kind of heart-shaped. They're kind of like, and you know, they're dark and light. And I should get that pink out. Let's see. Maybe I'm not sure. Get the pink. I think this is kind of a reddish, dark pink. And where's the pink? That's red. It's in my hand. Yellow. Where's my pink? Is that it? That is a pink color. Let's see what this, that's mine. Let's check this out. Yeah, this is kind of a pinkish red color. So we're going to use these two for the, now this is just my swatch. And they're kind of long. And if you look at these real close, you'll see they're not just a flat color. They're kind of a pink and brownish, some white in there. And they're just kind of, well, since this is Japanese, I think, you know, their art is almost, you think about calligraphy. And that's kind of what this reminds me of. It's very free and wiggly. And then it comes around like so. And maybe a little deal like that. And like that. Okay. And then we have the, yeah. And I could maybe, did I pull out that cream color? What did I do with the cream? Some of this could probably go in here. Something like that. All right, we're going to do that on here. I might go just a teeny bit over 10 o'clock, but I'm going to do this one, and then we're going to call it a... All right, I'm going to zoom in. So I'm going to do all the brown shapes here first. Just kind of wiggle them in there. Not trying to be perfect. And then I'm going to do this line around it. And let's wiggle in here. Let's wiggle in there. And then there's this, which is, I think it's supposed to be leaves. It kind of comes out like this and like that, and then it comes out in a really kind of a pretty shape like that. And then one down in here. And then it comes around, and I won't get all of this on here. I'll just get what I can get on it. And then there's another kind of a leafy leaf in here. And it's got these little lines. And this is kind of colored in here. And then it comes down like, and then there's another leaf in here. This would be fun to do the whole thing, but I'm not going to get it all on my page. I'm just going to do that one flower, because if I try, well, I could put the flower up here further. It's kind of off center, but let's look and see what's up here. See, they've got a leaf coming in here. I think some sort of a leaf coming in there, or maybe that's part of a flower in there. It's hard to tell what's going on up there. And then this one we can bring it in here, I think. I'm down in here. I'm going to move it up a little so that it gets on the page. And I'm just kind of doodling. I'm not trying to draw it out specifically. I'm just kind of playing. All right. And let's bring this down this way. And let's put a, no, it's got a leaf right there. I'm going to put it in here like that, sort of. And then it's got these vertical lines. So let's put those in there. And then if you see, they got these little square things in there, little rectangle shapes. And it's kind of like that over here too, in a way. This one's more solid. Let's just do it, if I can, like this. And do a thin line. Okay, now let's get the gray out. That's my gray pen. And I'm going to put some that looks, oh, that's the, it has these horizontals. And I'm just going to kind of lightly put them in. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not going for perfection. I'm just playing. Yeah, I'm losing track of where I'm at here. Getting too close together. So you can do a lot with a few colors. I don't have the newer set of colors, mostly because I can't find them retail. But that's okay. You know, it's not true to what I see there, but still, you can do a lot with just what you have. All right. Now I think what I want to do, where's the cap that I was using? I think what I want to do, if you notice on here, this is not a solid line. So I'm going to take my white and kind of break some of those up if I can. It's too stripy for me. We're just going to break them up a little in here. So you get a sense of it being horizontal, but kind of pushes it back. Yeah, I like that. Now, what I do with the cap? I can never find the caps on my black table. Now let's go in with some of that pinkish red and What was I using? This one? Find out which one I was using here. Yeah. And the red I think I was using. Just add a little. And I might add some white in there too, like I did with the gray. And we'll just put a little color up in there, just what was that? Now, if you could see this, you could see those horizontal lines go right through that flower there. So it must have been how they printed it. It looks like the flower is almost transparent because that line goes right on through. Mine don't go through. Let's put some more of these. I'm going to make these a little bit more defined so that I can so they look a little bit different to me. Bring them out, make them pop a little. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. But let's go to that yellow that I had, that cream color. Cream color. Where's the cream? Or did I put it back? Here it is. Oh, that's the pink. Purple, pink, white, brown, gray. I must have put it back. Black, blue, white, white. Take that out. Did one roll off? Did I put it back in the box? I had that creamy color. We'll use this. I'll probably find it on the floor. There it is. I'm going to put all these back except for my Pen Plus gear and my Sharpie. Alright. I'm just going to take, I'm going to kind of put some creamy in here. Because I want mine to kind of stand out a little. And theirs is white. So I'm doing some artistic license here. And I think I'm going to call it done. Let's make this line a cream color. There we go. I think I'm going to call this done. Just kind of playing with it, getting inspired. And look, it's 9:57. I want to thank you guys for coming. Wait, I'm not quite done yet here. Ooh, I got to clean my desk off. Let me document this. I'm going to call this week 29. I think we might have done some week 29s. I'm going to call it card 2. I might have to go back and, you know, I didn't date this. This is 4/12? 13. 4/13, 2025. Card 2, doodle and drawing. Met. Open access. That's good enough. This is Japanese too. And it's really a floral book cover. And I'm going to use those as my tags. Kind of describes what it is. Sign it. And 4/13, 2025. Okay. I'm really kind of liking this one. It's just fun. It's just fun play. There's nothing masterpiecey about these at all, but it's just fun to doodle. Just a little doodle looking at art that was done by other people. I might do my thumbnail of those. Let's get out the chimney. The chimney's dry. So the chimney is going to be, let's see, I'm going to need a tab. Let's make my tab a 1/2 inch. And a 1/2 inch. That's probably too much. But we'll make it a 1/2 inch. And let's make the side 1 inch. And let's see, it's going to have to fit on the roof. Well, where's my house? Yeah, if I make the side 1 inch, that should fit pretty good. So let's mark the 1/2 inch mark here, because it's going to have to come up like that. And let's make this a little bit longer. Let's make it 1.5 inches. Hopefully this will work. And then another inch. So I got 2 sides, and no. Hold on. Right about in there. I should really use a ruler. Let's just draw a line across that way. And I don't have to put a tag there, but I need to come in a 1/2 inch here. So from there to there. And then this was 1.5 inches here. Yeah. And since I've got the tag over there, I do not need a tag over here. I think that's all I need. If it isn't, I'll have to do another one. This is going to be a chimney. A chimney. So I want to get my metal ruler and my scissors and score. cut and score. So score there. Score here. Score, whoops. Score there. Whoops. Score here. And there. Now let's see if it looks like a chimney. This is a tab to glue it together with. And this gets cut here. And then here. And I'm not sure how I'm gonna, not sure how, I guess I'm just gonna put glue on it. We'll see. I might have to play with this a little. There. I'm gonna make it first. All right, so it folds on my scores. And then this is the tab. I guess I should paint the inside of it, but then it'll fit on here. It's kind of big. It's kind of big for a chimney. It needs to be much smaller. Let's see, if I cut it down, is it too wide? If I cut it shorter, let's look at it in the front. I think I can, well, let's just cut it shorter and see how that, even if it's a big chimney, it's a big fireplace. Let me cut this down. How much? I think we can cut it almost to these bricks. Just cut it. I'm just going to cut it along the brick here. And we'll have to make my tab a little smaller. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I didn't measure. Oh, that's not going to work. I'm going to have to do this again. It's taller on this side. Well, can I even it off? Look how crooked it is. I'll probably do this again and paint another one. I think I'm liking it, but I want it to be smaller. maybe like one brick, a half of an inch. Wow. I have to think here. That's interesting how that slanted down. I cut it way wrong here. I cut it way wrong. I'm going to have to do it again. But I'm trying to figure out how. Am I happy with this? I think I'm happy with the width. It's the length here needs to be smaller. I have it 1.5 inches. I guess I could make it just completely square, 1 inch and 1 inch. Wow, that's, where's the, oh, I see. Where's my pen? It's too wide for my taste. So we're going to cut 1/2 inch off of here. And that's 1 inch. And I'm going to have to fold this in. Yeah. So let me write this down on here. It'll make a nice... the sides will be 1 inch. 1 inch? They're 1 inch. If I make, they'll just be square. 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. It'll be square chimney. 1 inch with a tab, and then tall will be, I almost might have it there. It's 1 inch tall. So it's one inch tall. And 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, and 1 inch. So it's 4.5 inches. And this is 4 inches. I'll paint it again. I think that just make a little square 1 inch square chimney. I'll do this again. This is Sunday night. Tomorrow is Monday. Don't forget, Dee Dee comes on. I don't know if Becky's going to stream tomorrow, but if she streams, she'll stream around 6:30. She usually posts whether she streams or doesn't stream. And she usually streams around 6:30 or so. So, and then Dee Dee comes on, that's Eastern time. Then Dee Dee comes on around, Dee Dee comes on at 8:30 Eastern. Janet Nash comes on at 2 Eastern. Did I write it down? I lost my tab. I got to clean this up. That's Wednesday. Art Junkie, I need to go out and look at her tab. She's got her schedule on her tab. I think you have to scroll down to find it. I don't know if she's doing anything on Monday, but you might check. I think what I have here is off. She used to do things on Monday evenings. Lena does weekly videos. She doesn't really do live streams anymore, but she said she does weekly videos, so you might watch for her throughout the week. Dana Yates, Monday evening at 6:30 p.m. Barb Owen if she streams at 6 Central Time. So there you go. I think I got everybody on Mondays. I will be back Tuesday morning at 6, but I may not stream the whole time because, well, I might too. My brother has a doctor appointment. It's in the afternoon, so I might be able to stream the whole time. So it's been fun. I showed you my garden stuff. We did some doodling here. And what else did we do? I don't even remember. Played with the Putz house. Where's my other card? I threw it over here. Now I can't find it. Terrible, Meri. I didn't tear it up. Did I? Here it is. No, that's not it. Well, I can't find my other doodle card. I'll find it later. I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. I've had a big day. So have a great week, everybody. Oh, there's Debbie Epps. She says, I need to add some faux lace to the flip folio I made today. Cool. Lori Beth, thank you so much for the Happy Mail. I opened it the other day. You and Goldie, thank you both for the Happy Mail. Debbie says, you can use a soft brush and distress ink or oxide to age it too. What are they talking about? Debbie Epps said, I make it using modes and DAP 230 silicone. Meri got some too. Yeah. Yeah, that lace. I bought a strip of black lace of Debbie Epps lace, but I got a bunch of her modes that might be fun to play with. Lori Beth says, what in the world is silicone lace? That's Debbie Epps' creation. She had some modes. She sold some of her modes. She says, I apply it with matte medium to help reduce any sticking. I tend to use it throughout the journal cover or layout. I'll have to get mine out, and looks like it's got bangs in its eyes. I might have to trim this a little, although it's facing at an angle there. All right, you guys, I'm going to say goodnight because I am fairly tired and my throat is kind of bothering me. So have a great week, and I will see you Tuesday morning. And thank you so much for coming. I appreciate all of you so much. Bye.